Style Sheets, new look and feel. We're going to discuss function and changes that have occurred. We're going to discuss program-specific style sheets, discuss template style sheets, discuss the new page editor, and then we're going to take a look at some of our new templates that we've added to the system. Let's first discuss reasons for the change as well as how it affects you today. Reasons for the change is because we want to make the style editor easier for you to make modifications. As you know before, you had to go in and make modifications in what we call CSS code. It was a little complex to try to find specific fields as to what you were modifying. For instance, if you wanted to change the background of your screen, you had to know exactly where to find that information. So we've added a brand new page editor that breaks it out by page and then breaks it even down further by field. And we're going to take a look at that in just a few moments. How it currently affects you is if you have had templates that you've used in the past, you will not be able to use them in version 9 or greater. And the reason is because we've changed our layout of that particular program. So you will not be able to bring in or import in old style sheets into the new version. What we've done to help you or to assist you this year is we've created some new templates for you to use and modify to create as your own. And we'll get into that in just a few moments. Let's first take a look at our program-specific style sheets. By going in, this is where you are now going to define your program's style sheets and where you can define using our templates. For instance, if I come over here to my D to the 4th power 2 and I open that up, it's opening up page-specific options. For instance, if I select Homepage, I can now load a template specific to my homepage. Just by selecting Load, it's going to ask where my source is going to be found. The default is the system default. I can also go down to Template, and now I'm able to select a template, such as Beach. By selecting Beach, I now have the option to select for just this page or for all of my pages. Do I want to select this theme for all of the pages that you see listed over to your left? By selecting Load, it'll let me know that I'm going to overwrite my current style. I'll select OK. It will now load all of the CSS code for that particular template. And if you scroll down, we have broken this out into sections. We have the main section, title section, sponsor section, tab section, events, links, certificate, prize, login, message, reviews, footer, Facebook, and that would be the end of the list. You are still able to come in and specifically modify certain areas with the CSS code. For instance, if I wanted to change this background color from the #FFF to red, I can just modify that to say the words red. Then I would select Save. I can also preview this information by selecting Preview. Once I select Preview, as you can see, it pulls up exactly how that template appears. Then I can go back and make modifications as needed. If I like what I see, I can easily just select Save, and then it will save my changes. By going back to System Maintenance from my toolbar, let's take a look at the template style sheets. The template style sheets is going to list all of the style sheets that you will have access to. And you may have more or less than what you see in my setup, because I have access to the collaborative group. I will also have access to our statewides and our default templates. Evanced has done a great job as far as providing you some new templates that you can use if you're not a part of those statewide groups or the collaborative group or the DoD. You can use baseball, beach, birds, dog and cat, fall, summer, and winter as your style sheet and then make modifications as needed. You can also create a brand new template. So by selecting Add New and selecting one of the pages such as Home Page, you can now start defining your brand new template by using the CSS code. And again, it's broken out into sections as well as by page. If I select the registration page, again, it's going to be broken out into sections based on that page. Going back up to the toolbar and selecting System Maintenance, we have now added a page editor. By selecting Page Editor and selecting one of my specific programs, such as D to the 4th power 2, it's going to bring up an editing page. First, I'm going to have the capability of selecting what page I want to edit, such as Home Page. Once I select, I can select Load, and it's going to refresh this page. Once I'm done making modifications, I do have the option of selecting Save. The CSS classes are the fields that I can modify pertaining to this page. For instance, if I select Titles, these are the fields that go along with this page. For instance, the title page. I can now select a different color for my page title. If I choose blue and select Refresh, it changes the background color for the title to blue. You are still going to have in the Properties section specific areas that you can modify, but you will still need to modify this information using CSS. To help you along with modifying your pages and your fields, if you go to wiki.evantsolutions.com, we are creating a section called Understanding Making Changes to Properties. And what we're doing is we are defining the exact fields that you would be modifying in each page. For instance, we're on the home page. We have the section called Events, and we have the fields listed under Events. And then we highlight or point to what those fields are representing on the page. This should help you modify your pages with this helpful guide. Back on our staff side of our summer reader program, I'm going to come back up to System Maintenance and go back to Program Specific Style Sheets. Since I had made some modifications to my particular style sheet and I'm not really in love with it, I'm going to go ahead and change it back to our default. And the way that I will do that is I'm going to select my program, D to the 4th power, select Home Page, select Load, and now I want to load the default, which is the style source I will select, and I want to load that for all pages. Selecting Load, it is basically resetting all of the CSS code back to our default. Now when I select Preview, it's going to show me this is our default setup. I know it looks somewhat complex when you come in here and make modifications, but we really have made some changes for the better to make it easier for you to modify your templates. We also give you a way to go back to the beginning and basically start fresh. If you have any questions,